Hey guys, it's Miranda here at Sunshine and Grace, where I make beautiful things for life sown in sunshine and grown in grace. Today we're going to do a little bit of a redo of a older project we did, a Bougie Tassel. I'm completely out of them and need some more, so I thought that video has been getting a lot of visits lately, but also a lot of questions because it wasn't very clear, and I wanted to redo it and make it a little clearer and explain things a little bit better. So I don't have a prototype ready. I just needed to make some, and I thought I'm just going to film this as I go. I have already pre-selected I went through and picked out, first of all, possible ribbons and laces, and you can see there's fibers, there's pearls, a lot of different things that I thought would be interesting in a tassel. And in the color scheme that I was going for, I was wanting a fall look. So I kind of went with that in mind. And then I gathered all of the different materials that I, pulled out a whole handful of materials that I thought I would like. I gathered up some beads because we are going to use those to make it bougie. That's part of the bougie part. And then I went through and have already pre-selected the ones I'm going to use for this tassel on video. And I have pre-cut my initial binding twine. So you'll need ribbon, lace, basically any stringy thing that you can put into this to make it a big poofy, beautiful tassel. Some kind of string, twine, or something to bind this thing with. And beads, charms, dangles, anything like that might be pretty on it. If you're going for a theme, that would, you could obviously kind of keep that in mind as you were picking those. I am going for a slight fall autumn theme. So that was in my mind when I was picking my stuff. So to get started, you're going to take 20, I think this is 20, strips that are about a foot long. Okay. So on my desk, you can see how it's the separated boards. There's one section right here to closest to me that is a foot long. It's like a foot long. So I used that to measure, but you want these to be at least 12 inches. If you make them a little bigger, that's okay. Your dangle will just be that much longer and poofier or froofier. But pick your yarn or your fibers, and then whatever twine you're using to bind with, take a piece that is about 12 inches long. You can see that's about 12 inches. It might even be a little longer. And fold it in half. When you get it folded in half, you're going to take the two ends, so that's two separate ends, together. And you're just going to loop them over and make a knot. Like that. And that makes you a loop. Big loop. Lay it down like this. I'm going to try and stay on this board because I do know it happens to be in frame. Now, take your laces and fibers and whatever you're using and find the biggest one, the widest, heaviest one. Okay, for me, it's this weird brown piece that is very pretty, but probably will never get used again. Then find another wide one to go. These, you want them in the centers. And kind of overlap it just a little bit, but lay it down too. Then if you want to grab a ribbon, put a ribbon in there. Maybe this one right here with all the pretty dangles. See, you can even use things like that because that makes it bougie. I am going to position that so that it's a little in, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and snip it right here because I think it's too long. All right, lay that to the side. Now just keep layering your ribbons, your lace, your fibers. I try to put the bigger things in the center. I don't know why, but that's just how I do it. So like the thicker pieces. And you can see I am just layering lace. Some of these laces were white to start with, and I did not want any like just pure white. So I dyed them to make them the colors that I was wanting, which was more the natural colors. I have a couple brown there. That one's pretty wide. Let's get this one. I think that's so pretty. It's going to look nice in it. Then I've got this. This is hand crocheted. It's weird. Yeah, it's just got like a lot going on, but I think it'll be pretty in there. Kind of goes with the colors. I did put some peachy pinks and pinks in here for a little bit of variety. And I have literally like fibers like this. I'm even putting a couple of strings of twine in there, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and tuck one of those in towards the middle. Back up under there. You can just kind of tuck it in. Then put, like I have this. And this. It's a little wide, but it's okay. I should have probably been in the middle, but I didn't get it there. So it'll work out in the end. And our last two laces. Then we have pearls. You can see why it's not too, and I thought this would be pretty in there. So I'm laying that in. And then I've got one more string of this. The reason we're using the twine in there is we are actually going to attach dangles to that. Okay. Now, you just want to kind of center this up so that it's at the halfway point. And you're going to take your knot end. You can see I've got a loop on this end that my thumb just went through. I'm going to take the knot, pass it through there. And I'm just going to pick everything up and let it come together. And I'm going to pull it tight. And then if there's anything that like is, I don't like the way it's hanging or where it's positioned, now's the time to change it. I think it all looks pretty good though. So we're going to adjust it, make sure we like it. Look at all angles and then kind of fluff it and see what you think. If you need to change something, now's the time, because once you do the next step, you can't change it. Okay. Get everything again so that you can see the middle. See how I can, okay, I can see that's going to be an issue. It's in between the strings, so I'm going to loosen this, pull that out so that it falls beside it. Okay, now, take your string, pull it tight again. Make sure you got it good and tight. And hold it so that you can wrap this around, but keep your a finger in on top. And wrap it like twice, like this. If you can go a third time, that's great. I cannot because my finger is too big. Okay, and then tuck it back under itself. And what this does is creates a knot of sorts. And then you just pull it tight. And if you want to do that one more time, you can. Just to make sure that it's tied off. Because this does not need to be long. This is just going to be your knot that you dangle the thing from. Make sure that you're keeping all of your pieces, on both sides. Don't let anything get caught underneath and loop back onto the wrong side. Yeah, I have done that a couple times making these. Make sure you got a little bit of room to get it through. And pull it one more time. You don't have to do that last one. I like to make sure that little puppy ain't going nowhere. Okay, and I like the pearls ended up on top. They're a little lopsided, but that's okay. Okay, now we're going to take another piece of twine. This time you're going to want it about 3 feet long. Now for me, 3 feet is basically my desktop. So I'm just cutting a piece about the size of my desktop. You would want this piece to sort of coordinate with what you're doing in your thing. Now, I don't like the way these pearls are hanging here. So I am going to try to rotate this so that they're more on the inside of the lace, like that. Okay, that's how I'm wanting it to look. Make sure that I like it. Everything is hanging the way it needs to be. It is a little froofy, guys, not gonna lie. You gotta kind of play with it to get it the way you want. But that's okay. It's kind of part of the fun. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now, you're gonna smush it like this. Pull it through so that it makes a ball. Okay, like that. And then get your twine and leave feel like some of these are just not cooperating very well. It's mainly this. It feels stiff. I think I can force it into submission once I start wrapping. Leave a good bit hanging, like a couple inches or so, and kind of hold it in your finger and just get your yarn down and start wrapping. And make sure you leave that tail hanging down into the, like towards the bottom of your thing, or hold it in your finger. Somehow catch that so that it doesn't end up getting tied in. And then start wrapping right as close to the top as you can get it. Make sure it makes a pretty ball. If you have to tug on some things to make it cooperate, that's what you do. You just get it all tied in there, and don't get your tail tied in there, your hanging thing, and wrap it really tight. Make sure you pull it every so often to make sure it's doing what you want. And then wrap it. There is no set amount of times, just until you feel like it's pretty tight. And then I usually bring this around, and we're just going to triple knot it. Take both ends and tie it off. Give it one really good pull there, and then double knot it. And I'm going to go for a triple. Okay. Now, you can still kind of move some of the laces around. You can see I'm pulling them through so I can adjust them a little bit. But we have a nice little knot, little ball there. We have our tassel. Okay. Now is the fun part. We're going to start putting things together, like putting our beads on and stuff. So I have this one that's got a pretty big hole in it, you can see. So I'm going to try to find something that's a little chunkier for that, maybe one of these, and see if I can get it to go in there. Probably not. Okay, we'll just clamp things, like bigger things on that. What we'll do is we'll tie these beads onto some of these twines. And I'm going to put 2 or 3 beads on each piece of the twine. So if you see like that, you've got a bead or something that's small, you can take any kind of glue, but I like to use art glitter glue just because it'll dry super fast. And you can just make that point hard with glue so that it's kind of like pokey. And then it just pokes into that hole. If your hand's not shaking like a leaf because you're hungry, oh, I didn't put enough glue on it. It's not quite lunchtime. My son's outside painting his truck, and I am waiting for him to be done, or at least hungry enough to come in. Which means I may wait a while, because when he gets going, he stays out there sometimes a while. Okay, I'm going to put a 3rd bead on. I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to use this little purple one. I don't know why, but it just kind of called to me when I was picking my beads. If you start getting a little worn after going through the first time, just roll it again. And it hardens back up a little bit. Okay. Then when you do that, you take and just make I don't know what kind of knot it's called. It's a square knot, but it's at the end. So it's not like you have 2 ends. You just kind of loop it over and pull it. And then you're going to do that a couple of times to make sure that the beads don't fall off. And then if you want to make that a little longer on this side, you can pull the string down. And there you go. See, it's hidden in there. It's just this little blingy piece that's popping around. All right, let's find another one of those. And glue the end. Oh, don't drop glue all over your desk, peeps. I'm telling you, every single time I try to do anything anymore, I do some kind of goofy thing. And I'm going to start with this little weird bead. Actually, that one's big. It's got a huge hole, so I'm going to put it on something else that's wider. we'll use this little bead. This bead's so pretty, and I have been wanting to use it on something for a while. There was some project I was doing, I don't know, a few weeks ago that I was like, ooh, I want to use that, and it just would not go on. I tried really hard, y'all, to get it, to force it on there. Because I was like, I really want it there. And I'm going to use this one. And then I'm going to take, I have these little leaves. They're very fallish. See? Now I want to put them here, but they have a very tiny hole. So I'm going to take it and dangle at the end of this one. And again, just a regular knot. Is it called a square knot when you don't have two actual ends, when you're kind of just looping it on itself? I guess it is. I don't know. I think I'm probably overthinking the knot thing a little bit, but the knots were something that came up a lot on the other video. So just recently they did. It was like, how'd you do that? Well, this is how I did it. And when I watched the video back, yeah, it was terrible. It was a bad video. I was under a time constraint on it. And so I had to speed the time up. So it was all fast forwarded at like 4 times or something like that. I don't know. It may have even been faster than that. So it was a bad video. I should not have done that. Okay. I love this bead. Absolutely love it. That is so pretty. And I like this one. You can see I'm not putting too much thought into the bead part. I am just grabbing something and putting it on there. Because I've already pre-selected. Now, this would take forever if I didn't pre-select. It did take forever to pick them out. Who am I kidding? You guys know me and trying to decide on anything. I'm like, ew, I like this, I like this, I like this. I honestly thought I was going to start out with 40 pieces of fiber. Yeah, I did. 40. Oh, can you imagine how chunky this little puppy'd be? Because it's already chunky. It's a chunky monkey. Cute though, isn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, last fiber or twine piece. Because, I had 2 in there and I folded them in half. Which actually gave me 22 pieces of stuff in this. But because this was very thin and small, I did not count it as a full piece. Okay, I did not get as many strings as oh, there it is. I was like, I know I put another bead in here. And I'm going to put this little one that says, made with love on it. Right there. Where's the end there? Okay. And then we've got a couple of things that already have like dangly pieces to them. Like things to hang them from. So we're going to put those on too. Okay, there's that. Let's see. Make sure your dangles are all where you want them. Now we're going to put some of the bigger things and some of the things like this dangle, which I'm actually going to put on one of these. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it on this one. I'm hoping I can get that through there. Yeah. Just got to get it started. Okay. There's that. Okay. Now on this one, because it is already like a pretty big dangle, I'm actually sliding it up the knot a little bit, and then it'll dangle kind of up in the thing. Well, no, it's still going to be at the bottom. Okay, it works. It doesn't matter. Okay, I found this little scarecrow, and I thought he was really cute. And I have this weird thing. I don't know what this is. I didn't make it. It just was in a thing of Happy Mail that I got the other day. Or lace or something. I really don't know what it came out of. I'm going to tie it up in there towards the bottom. It will dangle. It's, ooh, this would look pretty on here too. Yeah. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to. It's like, no, I don't want to. Okay, never mind. I didn't like it anyway. Let's get this through. Oh, that's cardboard. Cool. I don't know what they did to get the texture on it, but it's cool. Possibly glue, like string, you know, like built up glue or hot glue. Then antique it. I don't know. Now I'm liking. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to try that at some point in the near future. Double knotted again. Although honestly, with this weird fiber, I don't think you'd have to worry about it coming undone. I've tried to knit with this kind of stuff before. Ooh, you guys have no idea how angry it can make me. Okay. All right. There's that. Now we're going to put a pretty, we're going to snip those a little bit. Maybe not. We may not have to. We're going to take this. It says shine like the stars. I think it's pretty. And then we're going to take a set of beads. These green ones. Because I kind of like them. Except I can't get them to go on. There we go. Then we're going to take our scarecrow. Can we put him on? Yeah, like that. And then, because we are believers, we are going to put a cross on there. The cross is going on upside down. In fact, the scarecrow went on upside down. Because I really forgot I was putting it on the backwards way. If you're wanting it to go the other way and you've already got something based in one direction, just put it on backwards. Like, you know, put it on through the upper hook thing. That one doesn't matter. It goes either direction. Okay. And then we're going to take this. Do we want that? No, we do not. Instead, we're going to snip a little. I think we're just going to actually call it like that. Okay. And you're just going to take and feed that bulb pin up through your thing like that and close it. And then push it down. And there you have it. One beautiful bougie tassel. What do you guys think? You guys gonna make them? If you do, I want to see them. Tag me on social media. Drop a comment below. Just tag me on your socials. Let me know what you think. Let me see your makes. And y'all have an absolutely wonderful day. And we will chat soon. Grace and peace. Remember, Jesus loves you so much, he died for you. Bye-bye, guys.